everybody. Welcome back. This is Tom Landon. My name is Tom Landon, and we are joined by Calypso Gilstrap from the Virginia Department of Education. And she is the font of all knowledge related to Go Open VA. And so we've created this quick little a series on Tom's tips, just sort of getting people asking the questions that I have about Go Open VA, and hopefully they align with the questions other people do too. And we've already talked about just how to explore Go Open VA and find some resources and create your own profile, and then what it takes to become a creator and to become a real participating member of the community, where you're actually creating content for others to share and to remix. And lastly, we want to talk now about how to collaborate, because teaching can be lonely, and a lot of times lesson development is lonely. And we all know that great ideas come from larger numbers of people often. So Calypso, thanks again for joining me for another one of these short videos. And as we talk about collaborating within the Go Open network, I guess, what are groups, and how does well, just what is a group within Go Open VA, and what does that mean to be a part of a group?
Yeah, if you're at the top of our page, you might notice some things like collections, hubs, groups, those kind of words, and you might be like, what is that? And they all sound kind of similar. What's the difference? So let's talk about the difference. So a group is a group of people who have a like something in common. So for instance, they might all work for the same organization. So you could develop a group based on what division or what region you live in, or it could also be an organization of a special project. So for instance, let's say you got a grant and you want to develop some new resources based on that grant, then you can have all the educators from that grant come together and work together in the group. A group just is two things. One, it lets you gather all your resources together, and those resources could be ones you create as a group, but also could be from outside anywhere in Go Open VA. So for instance, if you were a group of computer science teachers and you were developing new curriculum, you could first gather the curriculum that you like into folders, and then you could add more. And then the second thing that a group does is it allows you to have discussion inside of the group. So that's the only place on Go Open where you can really kind of go back and forth inside with a group of people. And it doesn't matter if you're attached to one thing or another. It can be any topic. You can be in lots of different groups, and you could be in lots of different configurations. One thing that's kind of a disadvantage in groups is the administrator is kind of there to approve who's in the group and who's not, but it doesn't have any like restrictions. So you can really mess up organization by accident and those kind of things. So it's really important that when you start a group that you establish some norms, and you maybe put that as your first document of, this is how we collaborate, this is how we keep things organized, this is the rules of discussion, those kind of things, those normal 21st century digital things that we're doing now, that, this group, this is who's in our group, this is what we do in this group, and this is how we operate in this group. So
Sure, just like any other instructional setting, you want to set your goals and your objectives and how you're going to work. So that's really important. So we have groups. I know there are also hubs, but I don't know what those are. So what is a hub?
So a group is very social. It's discussion based. It's people based. A hub is the resource kind of. It's like a group, but instead of people, it's resources. So a hub might be an entire curriculum based on a topic. So you could have a hub of all biology resources available to our educators. And you just can go in there. And what's nice about a hub is it can be highly organized. It can have a tree of, you have this unit with these lessons inside of it on these, these standards and those kind of things. So a hub is like a website inside of our website. You can gather the 18,000 things that we have and get them super organized into a structure. And to create a hub, you do have to create a group. Anybody can create a group, but a hub has to be created by the administrator of Go Open. So you would email info@goopenva.org and talk about, what is your hub going to be? How's it going to be organized? Who's the administrator is going to be? Those kind of things. And then you're going to go in there and get it all organized. A lot of our hubs would be Code VA. They have thousands of computer science lessons, and they have those in a hub to keep it organized. Another one of our hubs is all our providers. So for instance, all of our science STEM providers are in one hub, and then inside of that hub, you'll have like NASA and the Air and Space Museum and those kind of things.
That's great. And you know, again, it's just about being organized, because we all know when we start creating lessons, just keeping things in a format that we can access things later is
And a hub is a good place to start if you're like, I don't know what to look at. A hub is a great place to start because they're super highly organized and there are super users that are developing those hubs.
Once a hub's created, can anybody find those hubs to be able to look at those resources?
There's a tab at the top that says hubs, super easy to drop down, but you can access all the hubs all the time.
Let's say I have started creating some content. I have gone through the Achieve Quality Review, and I'm ready to do some more. I know that there's more that I can do in Go Open, but I'm just not sure what to do. What else can I do as a developer, as a teacher, to contribute to this massive project?
Well, anytime you come across a resource, we love for you to tag it and to endorse it, to give it a rating. So a rating would be, 1 to 5 stars. We love this, don't love it, whatever it is. Comment, you can say, hey, I have a question about this, or I love this, I use this in this way. And then the last one is to evaluate. And we kind of already talked about that in the second series video, that just looking at those resources and seeing that they're really, really high quality and making sure. It also is good for your own benefit of when you're creating to be like, oh, I saw this lesson, it was super high quality. And now it's just like when you go visit the best teacher in your building, you watch what they're doing, even if they don't teach the same content as you still are picking up things that you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm totally putting that in my classroom tomorrow. So go look at other people's, evaluate their content, and endorse it and tag it.
I think it's just a reminder that Go Open VA is an incredibly, I don't like the word robust, but I'm going to use it here anyway. It's a robust resource, but it also, you get out of it what you put into it. So if all you want it for is to find resources for your own little classroom, and that's all you want to get out of it, you'll be able to do that. If you want to share what you've done, you'll be able to do that in Go Open. But when you really are going to find the full benefit, it sounds to me like, most teachers want to share and want to be a part of a bigger picture. So if you want to do that, that's your chance here.
I always want everybody collaborating, but that's like, you're collaborating inside of your own building, and just think, if you're collaborating inside your own building and you make your professional learning community even bigger, how much more robust, and like you said, robust is even better. So we hope that Go Open is easy for you to use, but also can be very complex and deep for you to use.
All right. Well, I sure have learned a lot in our short times of having these conversations, and I hope the teachers and others who watch these videos will also be learning a lot. Thank you, Calypso. We'll talk more about more things in the future, I'm sure.
Nice to see you, Tom. It's been a delight.
Okay.